Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. How we doing?
I don't know. We'll see you in a minute.
I had to let Teddy inside.
Hello.
Yeah, we're up. Woohoo!
Ooh, and audio too.
Audio.
No sign language tonight.
You asshole. Fuck off.
Compliments of the replacements.
Yeah, compliments of me and. All right. Oh, Jesus. It's warm in here today.
Yep.
So, yeah, us in our hole in the wall. But let's see if we can get a little. Let's just make sure that we are live and kicking everywhere else. Let's see, do a little refreshy. Oh, it don't look like we're on Facebook tonight.
You broke it.
I broke it. Should be. All of them are on.
Is it in delay?
I don't know. It shouldn't be. Should have been live by now.
It's in delay.
Wait. No, it should be on. Let's see what we got. Make sure, see if it's on the other one. So everybody, we got a couple interesting stories. You know, I don't know if you want me. I'll try to stay out of the old time lane or whatever, unless people like that. I don't know. I'll make sure that I'm not, milking my, feeling like the old 80-year-old man, But we'll see how it goes. So who's on live? I see 2 people on chat right now. The new time might screw up everybody, I'm sure. But it's okay. They can,
Facebook's working.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
See?
Well, hey, there we are. And
Yeah.
somebody's typing little letters all over the bottom of our screen. What the hell's going on there?
Oh, they're gonna have fun with that one.
Yeah. Fuck.
Nope. We're not going there.
Here we go.
It typed buck.
Oh, damn. Buck.
Like a chicken.
Yeah, like a chicken. So anyway, all right, let's go. Let's get into it. So, to start off, I'm not going to tell you a story, but I thought for the first time I will sip my little drinky poo, and I'll let you tell us about your morning, if you want.
Oh, like the morning where you wake up and it's Saturday, but somebody else thinks it's a weekday and they're supposed to be at work.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Then.
So just so you know, our neighbor.
Yeah. She's special.
She like every morning when she goes to work, because I go early in the morning as well.
Yep.
And it's like I take my time. I get up early. I do everything you're supposed to do, like in the time you're supposed to do it, so you can be at work at the right time. And the neighbor next door, I swear, she must like get up out of bed and just start running to the freaking like throwing her clothes on as she's running out the door.
Yeah, I think she does.
And then she'll jump in her car and back out in this in her little Mercedes SUV and boom, all the way down the road.
Exactly.
And so this morning, I think it bit her in the ass for being too
gung ho.
Too gung ho.
Yeah.
Because she already seemed like she was a little on the late side.
Yeah, she usually sleeps in on Saturday, so Axel and I are outside. He's peeing, I'm watching. And she's zoom down the road. Doesn't have time to stop at the stop sign. Either one. And she's gone. Then I hear her coming back because I hear car doors, and I'm like, oh, maybe it's an Amazon package. Nope, an Amazon or the mailman. It was her coming back, and she's yelling on the phone how she went to work on Saturday.
She didn't work on
thinking
Saturday.
it was thinking it was like Monday, or I guess, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so
Yeah, and I
awesome.
guess she got to work and was at work for like 10-15 minutes before she realized
that
it
she wasn't supposed to be there.
So my question is, like on my phone, you know, because it's, dark when you wake up. It's not like lit up or whatever. But you push the button and it'll say like Saturday, August 20th, 2022, like
Right.
it's pretty prevalent. And I'm like, well, I wonder if that's a setting and maybe she needs to turn her setting on.
Yeah, it's true.
Maybe.
Could be.
Yeah. So anyway, just a thought. So anybody else that's done that, I'll introduce you to my neighbor because she, yeah.
Yeah, I have no. Yeah, if you're listening to this later, feel free to give us a little comment or a story about when you did it. I'd like to hear it.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, so Lay doesn't realize that it was. It's just her. So we can
Poor
think
thing.
it's multiple
Yeah,
people.
she was so frazzled. I think she was more frazzled when she got home.
Yeah, I mean, I've done something similar to that where I've actually, what do you call it? I've actually went ahead and went to work on a day that I thought was not a day off, thinking I was supposed to be there. I did do that once, where
Yeah.
I was literally sitting at the office and I'm working and boss man's looking at me like, walking in the door like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I work here, don't I? At least the last time I came here, I did. It's like,
One would hope, yeah.
it was like, I'm like, what? He goes, oh, you still get the day off because you worked on this day instead. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, right.
I could have slept because
Yeah.
that morning I'm like,
Right.
because you're already tired because I was working through another weekend and
yeah.
so I guess he thought I was just going to go ahead and take this day off and the weekend off,
Right.
the next weekend
Oh,
off.
and don't get mad at me.
Uh-oh.
I do remember that one time that Kendall had a test she was signed up
Yeah.
for. And then didn't like something happen to your phone and we had to swap it, and then
Oh,
like
yeah.
all the data didn't converge and that's when you lost it. And then we didn't realize it until test day.
Until test. Yeah,
And
the
the
camera
teacher's
reverse.
Hi, where's Kendall?
Where's Kendall? And like, and I'm at work, and you're like, why is
crap.
Kendall at work?
Yeah, exactly. It was like, uh-oh, we've forgotten something major.
Yeah.
Fortunately,
Whoopsie.
they were able to fix that for
Yeah.
us, and God bless that
Yeah, I
teacher
was
for
just
not
like,
being
good
too
golly.
upset. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it does
So
happen.
yeah, okay. I guess yeah.
So
So we're all human and make mistakes. There's the proof.
yeah, there you go. So yeah, well, at least and on the other side of that, at least you get to drink out something other than a paper cup tonight too, from what I
Oh.
hear.
Oh, we got cursed paper cups at our office.
Yeah, you were telling me about it.
And I'm thinking that the paper cup business must be very lucrative. I bet you they don't have a very high return rate.
No.
Because I'm betting that somebody buys a stack of 50 cups maybe
Yeah.
in a tube. Okay. So 50 cups. Let's say 25 of them leak. Are you going to put those in a package and mail them back to Acme Paper
Oh.
Cups and say, and that's just I'm making
I mean,
up a
if
name here.
if they're shipped to you, that's one thing. Because it probably costs more to send them back than
Right.
it does just to go ahead.
This is exactly my point. So,
But unless you have an idiot running in in your ordering system that was looking at cost, going, oh, we need some money, and it's like, hey, these cups are only 99 cents, and those cups over there are $1.50, each, and 50 cups, I could save, $25 or whatever on my 50 cups, and then you realize, oh, Well, maybe that might not have been a good idea.
Because those cups were meant for snow cones and not for coffee.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a snow cone. I remember when we had the coffee shop. It was like I remember we were out of hot cups one day, and I went to Sam's just to go grab something, and the only thing they had at the time, well, they had lids for one size and a cup for the other, and I'm like, well, I can't do that.
Right.
And then so I got back, and I'm like, well, I'll just wait until they said, oh, well, our shipment comes tomorrow. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Well, the coffee guy came in, and we had just gotten that new coffee guy that used to be a delivery guy for somebody else, and he had dropped off the coffee, and I'm like, hey, man, you don't happen to have any cups and lids in there?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, but they're a little different.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, okay. And we and I guess he had he asked for hot cups with lids that you could sip. And so his buddy had ordered them, and they were kind of potheads. Okay.
Oh, no.
So I'm sure he ordered them at the same time as
as he was partaking in his extracurricular activities.
Yeah.
Sure.
He's getting his illegal marijuana skills on.
Yeah.
And he had ordered soup cups like they'd have in New York.
Oh.
Like the wonton soup cups, and they were cardboard, and they had a lid, and they had a sippy thing on it, but it was meant so you could
sip your soup.
Yeah, like you could order soup on the sidewalk, or
right.
At a little thing, or in a little quick and go, and sip your cup while you're walking down the street.
Right.
Well, needless to say, we had for the day we used everybody got to have hot soup, fresh and delightful,
right.
on the side of their cups.
Nice.
The confusion rate is like, what size do you want? I want a small. No, we got a medium. Well, I want a small. I want a large. Well, give me a large. No, got a medium. Right. It's like, I got one cup.
This is it, fella.
You want coffee? Right. This is what you get today.
Right.
So anyway,
like that. No soup for you.
Yeah, no soup for you. Only coffee. We selling coffee only today. So speaking of confusion, there was a woman that I was reading this article over the week, and there was this elderly woman, and she was in the parking garage of her local mall.
Uh-oh.
And she got confused.
Oh.
And there's this walkway that's a pretty wide walkway that's on the fourth level. Mm-hmm. And the fourth level went into the second floor of the mall.
Oh.
And so she was driving across this little hump thing where you would walk to go into the actual mall. And the funny part was the events that happened that made it so she didn't get in trouble is hilarious. Because the mall was somebody needed to bring in something large into the mall, so they like a piano or something.
Right.
So they took the ballard out that was in front of the doors
to stop. Right.
And so this lady starts creeping real slowly, and the doors open to the mall, and she's
like, awesome.
Yeah, she didn't know. She's just like, okay, this must be another place to park. All of a sudden, she started driving. It started going, and she's going
driving
and going.
Near people, near pedestrians.
She takes out. Well, she got into the second floor of the mall, took a left, took out a planter. And then hit one of the poles in the wall, and then decided, I guess this is where I'll park my Lincoln today.
Oh man!
And all these cops are coming in.
Did they drive too, or were they walking? I wonder.
but there is. But I wish I had time to download the video, because there is video where these 6 cops are like trying to direct this car out of the freaking back it up, because there was just enough room for this Lincoln SUV
to get in
there. And she was so slow. She might have been confused, but damn, she could drive, because she only took out a planter when she turned the corner.
Well, that's good.
But everything else was like there wasn't a centimeter between it, and you could see where these guys are looking at the side, and there's like this much room on each side. And
Right.
They're like, keep going. Oh, that way. Oh, that way. Awesome.
All right, so everybody's got homework now. Go look for this video.
Yeah, exactly. Elderly woman drives in the mall.
Nice.
Confused. That was
Nice.
awesome. So anyway,
That's great.
yeah. So, there was like 3 or 4 different news stories that kind of caught my eye. There's a couple car things that caught my eye too, but the other news story was this. We remember those Kindles we had that you read your books on.
Yes.
Well, they had these Kindles had. This lady had a Kindle, and I guess she was not a very clean person.
Oh, goody.
And when she wasn't a very clean person, she basically left her Kindle in her kitchen, and the ants got in it.
In it?
In it. And that isn't what makes the story funny, though. And this is why I wrote it down. This woman's Kindle bought $990 worth of books because
the ants were
inside the Kindle, and they're just trampling over the screen, and it's pressing all sorts of buttons. Who knows what the hell she's going to get? What the hell she's going to get to read next?
Oh my God!
So she left it on charge, and it's like. Yeah.
Wow.
So the ants had a very, they were awesome.
So ants read is what you're telling me.
Ants read.
Nice.
Yep. Exactly.
Nice.
Exactly. So yeah.
Nice. Speaking of ants, I play an ant game on my phone.
Right.
And they put weird stuff out all the time. They ask for people to send in pictures of ants, and I'm like, great. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go chase around an ant and try to take a picture of it. I mean, maybe a dead one.
Oh, you're
That's
also
it.
Yeah, but you're also talking about the same people that got mad at you because they thought you spoke Spanish. And
oh yeah, they were hating on Latinos, and I guess they thought I was one.
I think
because I said de nada. The guy literally said gracias, so I said de nada. That's the proper answer.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Mark my words. There's going to be a new story we're going to be talking about later. Ant game is part of QAnon's secret way to send messages to each other.
Oh my God, I wouldn't doubt it. There's some people posting some weird stuff on there. I wouldn't doubt it for 1 minute. But yeah, so they asked for these random pictures of bugs. And one of the people in my their alliances took a picture of a cow killer ant, and y'all got to look this thing up because it's a wild looking ant, but it's called a cow killer. So yeah,
no.
I was like, I can't compete with that. We
know.
don't have those here, or at least I haven't seen them. Maybe they're
I'm just going to tell you right now. I don't know. Cow killer or not, I don't know how you can stay on that channel. I just don't. I mean,
I just ignore them, and then sometimes I do really ornery things, like they'll post something in just the Alliance chat that they don't want everybody else to see,
right.
And if I'm mad at them, then I just screenshot it and post it to the public one.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so I'm a bit of a troublemaker. Sorry, it's the truth.
Now we're starting to get the real story.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the Spanish or you.
Well, no, I only did that after they started hating on the Spanish. I'm like, I literally said de nada. Every other word for me has been English. Why would they think anything? And who cares if everybody is Latino or Chinese or what? What does it matter?
Right.
So, yeah. So, anyway. Apparently, there's a lot of haters out there, so I was giving them something to hate on.
Yeah. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So that's when I screenshotted the private chat and I put it in the public one. Was after that. Yeah.
So add to our weirdness with the ants. There was also a couple other things that I was thinking about. Speaking of dirtiness, Wendy's. All I gotta say is anybody that goes and eats Wendy's right now, you're a brave man
Oh, or woman.
or woman or
Brave person.
or it,
Whatever
or
you
them,
consider
he,
yourself,
she,
very
it.
brave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, don't know the pronouns, so you're gonna have to fill in the blank. Whatever you are, it right there.
Well,
That's it. That's
exactly.
it.
Yep.
So basically, I guess they're having a problem with E. coli. So in other words, you eat, you get the shits, and it's weird because you get one. And I was looking at it, I'm like, well, I want to know why, because the first one just said, you're going to eat Wendy's and basically get E. coli. Mm-hmm. So don't eat Wendy's.
Sure.
And then I go to another news story because I'm like, well, now I'm really curious what the hell happened.
Right, yeah.
And so with that being said, it's like the E. coli, it was like, okay, well, let's see. And then they said, oh, it was tomatoes. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, we've had the tomato scare before.
Yeah, whatever.
I get it. I understand
Same
it.
on lettuce, yeah.
Yep. But then I went to another one that told me the lettuce, and I'm like, oh, is it the burger, the meat, or the
all of the above?
Yeah, I'm like, well,
yeah, they had it on onions as well a while back. So, yeah,
and onions. So I'm like, well, at this point, there's not much left. It's
but
like, hey,
pickles and bread.
Yeah, I was like, can I come down there and get
Condiments?
a cheese sandwich with pickles and ketchup, please?
Yeah, right.
With my luck, the ketchup would be tainted.
Yeah, bet on it.
And I'd still get the craps.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to eat that, even if it was free.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
another rental food situation.
Right, for sure. Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that?
Oh, so we didn't go out.
Yeah, we didn't go out.
We didn't go out. We're trying to budget a little bit.
Kind of getting a little lower on the budget.
Yep.
But
so we cooked. Instead.
It was pretty good though.
We tag teamed that because you marinated the chicken and then I baked the chicken and
it was a pretty
awesome
neat thing because the marinade was what caught me off guard because I took the chicken and normally chicken doesn't get moist. It's it's breast. It's hard to keep it moist, and I'm a chicken thigh guy because you can't mess them up. And it's like they always taste good.
Yeah, thighs are delicious.
I
remember when you were a breast guy though.
Yeah, well, that's because I didn't realize you could. That was what it is.
That was until a redneck cooked thighs for you. That's what it was.
You know what it is? It's that Russian doll man inside of a man thing where I gotta feed both, and the thigh is like this big, and then your
the breast is massive.
Is this big.
Yeah.
It was like when Kendall in. Every time I think of the breast of a chicken, I think of my daughter and her, and she was like, I don't know, she was like 5 maybe,
right? And
we were at Publix, and they go chicken breast on sale today, for $3.99 or whatever the case was, a pound.
Sure.
And then over in the cooking area, they had chicken. Breast, fried,
right?
Already. She looks. She goes, Dad. They said, yeah. She goes, I'm sad. He goes, why? Because she goes, all those chickens with fake boobs.
Yeah. I remember you telling me about that.
Like the chicken had lost it,
like a mastectomy.
They put or they went to Dan Diaco, and decided to put on a pair of titties.
Boop. Yeah.
But anyway,
not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Woo.
So it's like but it is what it is.
Yeah, I remember a lot of those little childisms, like when she'd be carrying stuff from school, and you'd say like, "Hey, you left your Gatorade in the cup holder," and she would say, "I'm full of hands."
Yeah, I'm full of hands. That's right.
And not her hands are full. She's full of hands. Yeah. So little things like that. I don't know. Maybe if y'all have kids, you know what we're talking about. There's little things that just lodge in your brain, and they're there. We have others, but
it's kind of
we're gonna.
She's like the dog version of Baby Yoda.
Right.
So, the words came out backwards half the time.
It was awesome.
And then the rest of the time, she barked at people. I take her. It was great going to the grocery store because you'd throw her in the front of the cart, and it was just like you'd sit there and she'd just wait until you got really close to somebody, and she goes, and I'm like, oh, and then I was like, what the fuck's wrong with your kid? And then get out of the way.
I know.
And then
see, you had her doing that, and I had her when I would have her in the store. It would be beep beep, get out my way.
oh yeah, she did that.
That was awesome.
She would do that at Lowe's because the Lowe's had these steering wheels that were like right here.
Right.
And it
yes.
was like, and she would sit there and she would turn that wheel and I'd go, turn to the left, turn to the right. Oh, we're going to run into that thing. Turn it harder, you know.
Right.
Because she doesn't know that the wheel isn't
doing anything. Right.
But people would get in there and it's like, she'd go, beep, beep, beep. Get out of my way and flip them off, you know. It's like,
right, yeah.
It's like, yep, that's my daughter.
Yeah.
And now I know exactly where it came from. It came from her mother and her driving.
Well, sometimes you just have to douse people with chocolate milk. It just happens.
Yep. Yeah. Story for another day. So anyway, all right. So Wendy's, don't eat
Cheeseburgers.
So back to
soda.
we kind of went squirrel in there. I went squirrel,
squirrel, poof, gone.
Yep. But now I went to but yeah. So we. So, well, the gist is what it is if you go to Wendy's, you're going to go and you need to take a dump.
Bring some Imodium.
Yep.
And toilet paper.
Yep. Or if you're plugged up, go to Wendy's.
There you go.
Hey,
there's a solution.
There's a solution.
Yes.
And you don't have to buy any other medicine. Just get your dinner for the night and shit until morning.
It'll open you up.
Yeah, little craving there. But anyway.
I'll have to remember that when I have my appointment with the GI doctor. So instead of drinking that prescription stuff you're going to give me, can I just have the worst fast food in Bradenton? Won't that do the same thing?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, let me go get some salmonella and some E. coli real quick.
Yeah. It'll clear me right out.
Clear me up. And I'll start 2 days before surgery.
Right.
It should be clear by then.
Everything will be awesun.
Everything will be out of my system. I'll be a little green, but it'll be okay.
Well, whatever. Yeah.
Then there won't be a day. I'll be clear than clean can get.
Hey, fast food's probably cheaper than the prescription, honestly.
Oh yeah, I agree to that. Especially that food just specifically. Yeah, it's 2 for $6. Yeah, I bet it is.
I bet it is. I wonder why.
Yeah, wonder why. Yeah, so getting to the protection things, I was also finding this. Now, I have a computer background.
Yes, you do.
So I thought this one was funny. Somebody else probably doesn't, but I think it's funny.
And I like to say I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah. So Janet Jackson, it came out I don't know why this came out now.
Right.
But Janet,
she was popular in the 90s, right?
But they're trying to figure out why all these hard drives crashed on all these computers back in '89.
Oh.
And they basically found out that
89?
Yeah, it was like '89 is when the song came out.
Oh, okay.
And from that point on, they had all this crashing of computers and shit.
Oh my gosh.
And Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, that specific song, has a rhythm that's in it that is, and I'm not joking, that synchronizes with the old school hard drives that weren't chip based.
Oh.
And it would.
Oh, like the little metal arm thing in there?
Well, the motor inside.
Oh, the motor. Okay.
And it would cause there's like these things there's like a platter in there, and then there's a little head, just like a
record player. Like a record player. Yeah.
And that Rhythm Nation music, the certain tone that was in it, was the same, like speed and same tone as these platters, and it would make the platters do this when they would play them. And it would knock them into the needle, and the needle would trash it and scratch it.
And
trash the hard drive.
Oh, my God.
And they would lose all their data. So,
whoops.
So it's kind of funny. It's like Rhythm Nation. It's like, yeah, you got the rhythm and your hard drive crashes.
Yeah, poof.
Yeah. There we go.
Right.
So I was like, well, maybe that'll be a song I don't, maybe we'll just keep that on the old iPad or iPod.
Yeah.
I don't have any regular hard drives anymore, thank God. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anybody that has an older PC, POS PC,
don't play Rhythm Nation.
Don't play Rhythm Nation. There you go.
So, on it or near it, I guess,
on it,
right?
near it, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I guess I guess they did an update on the iPhone like a month ago,
Okay.
and it basically opened it up to every hacker in town.
Oh, that's nice.
So by doing that, so if you have an iPhone right now, update it. If you like the shit on it,
There was an
update it.
update that came Thursday or Friday
Yeah,
that I
that's
did.
the one that fixed it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So
Okay.
so anyway, get your updates done.
Yep.
But
Do it to it, people.
yeah, do it to
Just
it.
not now. Wait for the show to be
Yeah,
over.
yeah, well, yeah. We can't lose the whole
We
whopping
can't lose the
15 people
handful of
that
people
watch us.
that we have right now. Yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
need every one
We
of
need
you.
every one of you, please. And to mention everything, over in the bottom corner of the screen. Oh, I'm on this side. Yeah, the bottom corner of the screen. It's like when you look at the camera, it's like the camera is saying I'm over here,
Right.
but I'm really over here.
Yeah.
And so the logo is right here, not right there.
Yeah.
So please go out to YouTube. It's free. It's not going to cost you anything. We found out we have all these people that keep watching, but they don't subscribe.
On Facebook, but don't subscribe to.
Well, it's not just Facebook. It's like in YouTube.
Oh.
We have all these people
so they'll watch on YouTube, but they're not subscribing.
But they're not subscribed. It's like
yeah, you don't get
it's
like
not
random
a marriage,
emails.
man. If you hate me later, you can unsubscribe.
Absolutely.
I won't. I promise I won't ask you for anything.
Yep.
You can donate if you want, but
we're not asking for
we're
anything.
not asking for shit.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
So I mean, there's a thing where you can a link in the YouTube subscription that if you want to add something to it, that's fine. But we're not asking for anything.
Right. Except for you to go to YouTube and
and
subscribe.
press that button.
Just subscribe.
Because see, what happens is you subscribe, then it puts us in this algorithm, and if you like it and ring the bell, holy shit, that really helps us a lot.
That's awesome.
Because that puts us into like some loop where then they start advertising us.
Yeah, so then we become more popular.
And then we get better at this.
And this becomes,
Because it'd be nice just to be able to make heads or tails of this. But anyway, and if you have any ideas, this is our advertisement since we're sponsoring this right now.
Send them in.
Send
them our way.
Yep. There's you can send it to sammyspeed100 at gmail.com. That's Sammy with a Y, speed100 at gmail.com. And or you can put something in the comments. Go for it. And we'll be more than or if you're on my YouTube or my Facebook, then just go ahead and send me a message.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yep. And so anyway,
things to check out,
stuff
like that.
So yeah. So at least help us out if you can.
Yep.
So now back to the show. I've been checking out some other stuff, and I've always been like this infatuated with like the mafia and Vegas and
all that.
Your
infatuation with that is like my infatuation with boats.
Yeah, I like like how the mob did this or how the mafia did that.
I like that history.
You watch Goodfellas like a documentary, but it's not. I mean,
sure.
Whatever. And so or Casino, whatever. And what's really funny is that like this Lake Mead and this water drying up in all these lakes is a bad thing. I mean, I'm not making fun of that. Please don't take it that way.
Yeah, no.
But basically, Lake Mead's drying up, and they've been finding like boats but what they've really been finding is these cans, and it's literally like oil cans.
Like the big 50-gallon drums?
The big 50-gallon drums that people have dropped into the water with
that
bodies
can't be
in
good.
it. It's like, now think about that for 2 seconds. You're 5 minutes away from, the outskirts of Las Vegas.
Sure.
The where Las Vegas started.
Right.
Is 5-10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that's where all the mafia guys were to start with.
Okay.
And you want it as far out as you can to hide shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I could easily see somebody going to the Hoover Dam, in the middle of the night, back then there's no cameras, there's no anything.
Yeah, back then, no, exactly.
You could just drive over it,
Yeah.
drop it off the side, and drive away.
Yeah,
It's like
right.
5 minutes, boom, boom, boom.
Sure.
Nobody would, hell, for all that matter, you could put on the back of a truck, back up and stop real quick and do a
And it
redneck
would roll
off.
bump and
Yeah,
just watch
yeah.
it dump into the water.
I've seen it done many times. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. Yep.
So basically, these things are turning up everywhere. And it started with one, then it started with a second one, then it was 2,
Oh, boy.
3, 4. Now they're finding bones everywhere.
Bones.
Like
Oh, boy.
like body parts all over this thing.
Oh.
Like they didn't even go as far as like doing the barrel thing. They just went ahead and
They
dumped
just
the
chucked the
fucking
body.
bones
Well-
over the water.
Okay, and so like when you think about that, they probably did dump the bones. I mean, they would have had to weigh down the body because, anyway, gases and
Well-
stuff will cause it to float. But rope and concrete, not so much, but rope deteriorates.
Yeah.
Little crustaceans and stuff attached to it, and anybody that has a boat in salt water for several years
Well,
knows it. But
It always brings
It
back
happens in
that
freshwater,
cement
too.
shoe thing too.
right, exactly.
You could have gave them,
So, yeah.
could put concrete on their feet and called it, concrete, strap it to them
Right, yeah.
and drop them
exactly.
over and it holds them until
Until the
something
rope
eats it.
breaks. Yeah, exactly.
And what was weird is that, and it's almost like a real life Dexter, basically,
Oh, wow.
because where they're finding these is where the boat ramps are.
Oh, well, I mean,
All the different boat ramps, and I could see somebody easily going out and grabbing one, having a guy that, yep, I'll take that body away. He chops it up, puts it in bags, throws it in his boat.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
pretends
plastic bag
you're
deteriorates.
pretending.
He's going
you're
out to go fishing.
Yeah. Drop the bodies over the edge.
Right.
You're not going to have bloating if you're in 15 million pieces. So
True. Yep.
there you go. And now you just gave out all the fish food.
Yep.
No wonder why those carp are so damn big in that area. So they were well fed
That's
for years
one
and
reason.
years and
Yes,
years and years.
Right. Exactly.
I could just see the fish like underwater talking to each other. I remember when Grandpa used to say there used to be huge pieces of meat down here for us to eat all day long.
Exactly. You could.
You
Yeah.
just had to watch out for the bones. It's just like
Right.
eating the fish. It's like,
Yeah.
watch out for the bones.
Right. Yes.
So I was like, holy shit. And it's just getting bigger and bigger. It's like
Right,
it started
right.
with just a 4, and then like everybody's been going out there. It's just like they're finding all sorts of crazy
More
shit.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, maybe you'll close some cold cases.
well, you never know, or open up a whole lot more.
Yeah. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, hey, I got the tibia of Mary Sue and the fibia of
Two-toe Tommy.
yeah, two-toe Tommy. Yeah, two-toe Tommy's foot. How you know two-toe Tommy? Well, what do you think? He's got two-toe Tommy
Two toes.
because he's got 2 toes. Homeboy look like an alien.
Oh, right.
He like pointed shoes.
Yes, exactly.
Mostly boots.
Yes,
Made him,
that's
made him
it.
feel like a whole man.
Right. He didn't like those toe socks. Too many holes.
Got in the way. Or you'd fill him in with like so he felt like he had
With Q-tips and
yeah,
cotton balls.
cotton balls and Q-tips just
Yeah,
to give
right.
himself a little edge
For
with the ladies.
appearance. Yes,
Nah, I'm not
exactly.
taking my shoes off tonight. I'm not taking my socks off.
Right.
Let's go get butt naked over here
Yeah.
with my socks on.
Yes, exactly.
Could never figure out why he wouldn't do that. When we got married, he took his feet. All of his socks have gauze in the front of
Yeah,
them,
right. And he's got 2 toes.
and he has 2 toes. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway,
Hey. We've made up a character and a whole story about him there. That was good.
he's quite the gambler until he wasn't.
Yeah.
Or maybe he just was too good, for all you know.
Yeah, right.
No, he stole from somebody. Who
House
knows?
always wins.
Yeah, the house always wins. House won
Right.
a free body to go out to
Yeah,
Lake Mead.
right.
So
They got shorted on that one if he only had 2 toes.
yeah, right, right. Oh, so into some sad things now. Sad things, and sad for people like me. Not some people are gonna go, I don't give a shit because of what's coming out.
Okay.
But for me it is. Dodge had this big event.
Mm-hmm.
And like they put this out on the map, like I know I have connections to Dodge dealerships, so I knew that something was coming quick.
Okay.
And they like to get prepared ahead of time.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean,
We want to gauge their sales.
yeah, they
yeah.
It's not just the sales; it's like the technicians, the equipment that's out in the shop, and all this
be
other
able to
shit.
work on it. Absolutely.
It's like they already have 90% of the stuff, and there isn't even a car yet.
Oh wow.
But I guess the end of next year, 2023, is the end of gas engines for like Chrysler for good.
Like no gas engines, no 4 cylinders, 3 cylinders, nada.
None. The Hemi is going away. All the sports cars, the Chrysler, the Dodge Challenger, the Hellcat, the Demon style cars, anything, or the Hellcat wide body because the Demon's done already.
Right.
But they came out with Durangos. They're actually right now to do like this last hurrah.
Mm-hmm.
They're selling. You can go out and it's like, I don't know how many people. I'm sure after this thing, like every Hellcat that is in Copart.
Mm-hmm.
Copart's, and for people who don't know who Copart is, Copart is
where your wrecked car goes.
Yeah, your wrecked car goes there. The insurance company puts it out there and they sell it for whatever the hell they can get.
Yep.
To make some of their money back.
Yep. And then Copart sells the parts off of it.
Well, they don't sell the parts; they sell the car.
That too. Yeah.
And then they sell it to somebody that might sell the parts, or they might, or regenerate or whatever.
Yeah.
Well.
So stuff really does get recycled on gas cars. Those of you that don't know.
Yeah. So long and short of it is that this Hellcat, the Hellcats and all these every Copart is not going to have one, or any of these AIA, which is the other Copart name, the other place that sells Copart stuff,
right?
For the insurance companies.
Sure.
And they're basically going to stop. Literally, they're going to stop making production, and so everyone that's in the junk pile. This is where it gets interesting. Mm-hmm. For the last 2 years, from here until December of 2023, that you'll be able to, for $8,000, can go out and buy the whole body, brand new.
Oh, like a rolling chassis?
Not a rolling chassis, just the body. Like it has no suspension, no nothing. Like
okay.
A perfect,
so like a shell.
Like as if you were, like if you went to, like if you went down the line and they put all the fenders and all the doors and all the everything except just for the
mechanics that make it move.
Yeah, and mechanics and the engine and the wiring even.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean it's just a flat ass body.
Oh.
And so basically what they're doing is that for $8,000 you get this body. So like already you're just watching all these Hellcats are going through the roof at these Coparts because basically it's a wrecked car with a bad body that they couldn't put back together.
Right.
So now all they do is they take all the good parts, put on the new one, wiring, whatever, and literally they can build a brand new car out of it.
Wow.
But for like
for like a fraction of what were those things going for, like Hellcat, 50, 60 grand?
Well, a Hellcat, like a wide body, goes for in the midst of like 70 grand.
Wow.
I mean, the Demon was going 89 to 90. People were buying them and reselling them over 140, 160, 200,000.
Yeah, that's when we were watching that auction and seeing that.
And so basically, you could buy a $20,000 car that's basically the frame's all bent out of shape, that's unfixable.
Yep.
And put all your parts into this bent body.
Can I just say, insuring a car like that is a nightmare, because no insurance company. First of all, your car's insured at actual cash value, and then you can buy these little additions for better car replacement and all that stuff. But if the car's already totaled, you're screwed.
Well, technically you're not, and I'll tell you why. Mm-hmm. When you buy the body, you're getting a title.
You're getting a new VIN?
New title, in VIN. So it's not a Hellcat. It's like it's just a white shell. And you're getting a VIN for it. It's kind of like back in the day when we had the Volkswagens that like our like the Volkswagen Beetles and stuff, and you turn them into rail buggies, or you'd put like the Myers Manix, Baja Bug shit on it or whatever. Same shit, different day. So they're literally, you're just taking all the mechanics and putting it into another car. and it's classified as a white. I forgot what they call it, a white body or something like that.
Interesting.
But most of it's for racing. I mean, these guys are going to go out there and race anyway.
Yeah, so they don't really care as much.
So they don't care anyway. But
it's
like
not going to be their daily driver.
But if you think about it, you could make that your daily driver and have $100,000 looking car for $30,000.
See,
and you can't
that
tell
would
me,
be up my alley.
And you can't tell me there's not a million people out there that can't afford to buy a Hellcat that would buy a $30,000 that would buy a $50,000 car instead of an $80,000 car.
Oh yeah.
To get a $100,000 car for it.
No, I mean that's brilliant, and it.
Yeah, I mean it's ridiculous. But what was the coolest thing on this was that the other things that they're doing now too. Mm-hmm. They've got a company that makes such a perfect convertible that you can buy a factory convertible from Dodge. They haven't made them they haven't made a convertible Charger or Barracuda since '72.
Ooh.
And it looks like a '72. It looks
but it's
like
brand new.
It's brand new.
Oh, that's
you
cool.
go out and you buy. Well, what they do is you buy the car, whichever car you want, okay, with the model, everything right from the dealership.
Right.
And you don't pick it up. You buy it from there. Mm-hmm. And you pay this extra dollar amount. Right. They ship it to this place in Miami. They modify it, put together, and it's under Dodge warranty.
Ooh.
And they ship it back over to your Dodge dealer, and you pick it up.
That's got to be expensive.
But I mean, yeah, it's kind of. I'm sure those convertibles are probably going in. The conversion's probably at least $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 mm-hmm. on top. So yeah, you're gonna have $100,000 convertible.
Seems like lots of paperwork.
Well, that's the same thing they do with Shelbys. I mean, the Shelby America, like your Mustang GTs and shit back mm-hmm. in the day, they would go to Shelby directly. They'd update them, or Roush even.
Right.
As of recent.
Yeah.
And you could take your car to Roush, brand new from the lot.
Okay.
And they would pick it up at the lot, fix it, and bring it back to the lot, and you still get your warranty on it.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. So. A little interesting thing.
That's out of my price bracket.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's just cool.
Hey, speaking of which, I did learn something a little bit interesting this week.
What's that?
Did you know boat motors 200 horsepower and up have their own titles?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so when you see these rich guys and they got 3 Verados on the back of the boat and they're whatever, yeah, there's a title for the boat. And there's 3 more titles for those 3 engines
so you got
on the
4
back.
Titles for one.
No kidding, exactly.
Now, do you have to pay taxes on this?
Exactly my point.
Yeah. Wow.
You sure as heck do, because those engines are like 20 plus a piece, 20 grand plus.
Well, that's why they have their own title.
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
As much as a small Hyundai.
As much as a car, yeah. I want to see the Joker that tries to steal it, but anyway, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know he's out there. There's a fool out there that thinks he can steal it.
Oh, yeah. I bet. Now, there is another thing that they're coming. Now it's sad that the gas is going away.
Right.
But the only thing that made my day was the new Charger.
Yeah, we've had a rough week, so yeah.
Yeah, the new Charger that's coming out after 2023.
Yep.
I mean, who
with the car noise? Was that the one we were looking at with the car noise?
Who doesn't? Cool. I mean, anybody that's on our video on our podcast, who doesn't know about the General Lee? You know,
yeah,
the '69 Charger.
That car.
It's been in every movie known to man.
Yes.
Well, it's back.
Yeah.
And it's electric and it's 4-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive.
Ooh.
You know, 1,200, 1,500 horsepower.
Wow.
I mean, put it in this way, it's almost
that thing's
double.
Gotta be a beast.
It's double what the other ones are, and what it is that you buy one and you can get for $400 or $500. I'm just joking. It comes with 400 or 500 horsepower.
Okay.
And what happens is that you can buy, because it's electric. They're trying to take what Tesla did and Elon Musk and make it like cool.
Oh.
Is basically and easy, because basically you can buy this car and it's going to be like this really, really badass car.
Uh-huh.
But you go out to there just like you did with the cars. You can buy power upgrades for the car, whether it's an add-on to your battery to give you more juice, whether there's a modification to the computers that gives you more horsepower, whether it's new motors, upgrade, and it's the only EV so far that has a gear shift.
Ooh.
Like you'll actually like to get that
so
feeling.
You can shift gears.
Yeah.
Is it just like a toy? Like a joystick?
No, it's a real deal. It's a real transmission that's been patented by them because the problem with EVs and the good thing about EVs all at the same time is ones that have transmission, you don't have a transmission because the electric is either instant on or instant off.
Yeah.
So
it's like a switch.
So if
basically.
you slammed your gas pedal down to the floor, you're going to get everything that car has right then and there instantly.
Yeah.
Well, they're trying to make it so you get that same feel of a Mopar car in an electric car. So they got the audio thing going on, and then they have this but they have this gear shift, and it's like literally it's a stick shift, so you can race it. And the cool thing about using a gear shift is if you can hold the horsepower down,
right.
That's going to be crazy because every time that thing shifts gears, you're getting a different gear.
Yeah.
To pull it even faster and pull it even faster and keep going and going and going.
Wow. Can you imagine the engineering behind that? That'd be awesome to get into.
Well, knowing Chrysler, I don't know. It's like, it sounds great, but the reality of it.
They kind of get in a hurry to roll stuff out.
Yeah, sometimes shit breaks easy.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, let's hope that they've been studying this one on
something. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But one other thing that they came out with, until we can have this new charger, and you can look that one up online.
Yeah.
Because everybody's talking about it now, is that you can go out and get a 69 charge. It's a brand new body. It's a rolling chassis.
Oh, the one you were talking about, right?
No, this is a 69. No, this is different.
Oh.
It's a 69 Charger body that Chrysler is making themselves. That's carbon fiber.
All carbon fiber?
All carbon fiber, front to back. And you can put 69 Charger parts on it.
That's cool.
And make your own 69 Charger now.
That's
instead
cool.
And it's going to make the 69 Charger go through the roof because basically anybody that has a 69 Charger with all the parts on it but it's rusted out could easily take these parts off of this car and put it on this carbon fiber body and rock and roll.
A really sweet ride.
But it's going to be like 700 to 1,000 pounds lighter. It's going to be that much faster.
Fibers, yeah, exactly.
So crazy stuff. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a different way to go. So I'm not going to talk about any more cars, I promise.
I like car stuff.
Car stuff's like talking about boat stuff. If you're not into it, you're not going to listen.
Yeah.
But sorry, I went on a tangent on the car stuff.
It's all right.
But one of the things that I figured we'd go into a new segment because I thought, since we didn't have anything for food-wise this week, thought we'd do something that was inexpensive.
Yep.
And talk about new TV shows. Now, the new TV shows that I've been kind of, and if you have any that you're thinking of out there.
Or want to recommend.
Yeah, you want to recommend, don't hesitate to.
We'll check them out.
Put them in the comments. I'll check them out. Maybe we'll talk about them on air.
Right.
But my favorite, and I know this isn't yours, is old Beavis and Butthead are back, and they're on Paramount.
Okay.
Or Paramount Plus, they call it.
Whatever.
Yeah, but whatever. Yeah, I do.
Well, I like Paramount Plus because Yellowstone's on Paramount Plus.
Okay. So
and they got ripped.
Yeah. So Beavis and Butthead. So Beavis and Butthead are back, but what's funny is they don't do as many music videos. Now they do TikTok.
Jeez. So it's like current.
Yeah, so it's current, and it's just hilarious to see.
Oh my gosh.
To see Beavis and Butthead picking on TikTokers, it's like, what the hell are they doing here,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was like, and that makes it funny. And a lot of their stuff is like, it's like new, like it's up to date stuff. Like they have like that old man that whacking off in my tool shed type guy.
Yeah.
He's waiting for an Amazon package, and he asks them to wait for it because it's really important.
Sure.
And he tells them he's like got 2 packages.
Yeah.
And so he goes, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want to hear it, fast forward 2 minutes. But it's hilarious because it's like he's like, oh, I got my hearing aids and I can't hear shit right now, and he's like, so I need you to wait for my hearing aids. They're coming in Amazon, and I got a package for my wife. It's her birthday, and it's a present. Yada yada yada.
Right.
So.
Oh God, and he puts Beavis and Butthead in charge.
And he puts Beavis and Butthead in charge. So the guy leaves, and of course, 10 seconds later, here comes Amazon, drops off 2 packages. So they're like, oh, let's look at them. So they start ripping open the little package, and of course, it's the guy's hearing aids, and like, what the hell is this? This is like 1990s friggin', what do you call it? Headphones or something that's
oh my God.
he's like, what the hell is this? It's dangling and shit.
Yeah.
And they chuck them in the garbage can, of course.
Oh my God.
And then, of course, they open up the wife's present. It's this big bowl, and they're like, "Oh, let's smash the bowl."
Oh no.
And then Beavis is like, Butthead's like, "No, we can't do that. That would be give a disrespect to the bowl." And then he's like, "Let's go on the roof and smash it."
Oh jeez.
So they get stuck on the roof. But it's and I won't talk about it anymore. But it's just hilarious because
I think that's why I didn't watch them, because they were always just so ornery, just straight,
Yeah, but it's
like there's always method to my madness.
Yeah.
Like if I'm ornery, it's for a reason.
Yeah.
And they never had that reason, and I think that's what used to drive me crazy.
They're just, let's get in trouble, or what can we do to get in trouble, or what can we do to try out something.
I guess if you look at it that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, but they do. There's one with escape room, and they're in an escape room.
I can only imagine.
And all sorts of other stuff. It's really crazy.
I'm extremely distracted tonight because I let the outside cat in.
Yeah, I know. This cat is like, it's bouncing all over the place behind us.
To be fair, he's old, and I heard him getting his, and I'm like, okay, I know what that is. The neighbor's cat, comes over, chases him under my car. I'm like, all right, let's go rescue Teddy. So now Teddy's in here, and clearly our cat's mad at him because she's following him around like, don't do that. And yeah. So
he's gonna get in
sorry,
trouble.
I'm distracted.
She thinks that if he gets in trouble, we're gonna kick him out because she likes him around.
Right.
But we always are kicking him out because he's always eating our food.
Right, exactly.
So, but she doesn't see that.
And he begs to go out too. It's not that he.
Yeah, she doesn't see that. She just sees, well, he did something wrong and now he's out the door.
Right. Yes. She doesn't have a friend anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
So sorry, my eyes are dashing in that direction because he's doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, thinking of Paramount Plus, is this Apollo TV.
Oh, the streaming ones that are out there?
TV.
Yeah, there's a couch one too out there too.
Yeah, called Couch TV. And I don't know if they're legal, if they're not legal, how they work, what the deal is about. I'm kind of scared to get around them. And the reason why is because, like, there was this, it was like a test, like they give you 2 weeks, try it out.
Sure.
And 2 weeks, 10 days, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, and so I said, well, what could it, how much how much better could it really be?
Sure.
And and nobody's paying us to say this.
Right.
But it was really cool, except for the fact that you feel like you're doing something illegal. And there's got to be something illegal about what's going on. Okay?
Yeah,
because
putting it out there, aren't we going to get them in trouble?
Well, possibly, but oh well.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, all 12 of our people are going to go tell somebody.
It could factor up the chain eventually.
I know.
I don't know.
But anyway, and it's not just them. It's like this couch and all these other ones are coming out.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of them.
And it's weird because, and I'm just saying Apollo because they were the one that I tried and I just sent it off. But it was just really, really weird because of the fact that all of them had the same thing. I tried like 2 or 3 of them, and they all had the same deal. And it was all about they had like I don't know if I'm hoping that they just have a deal with like Paramount Plus and Disney Plus and all these.
One would hope.
Because it's like at night you could buy this and like and it's up to, and I've noticed each one of them, it's up to whoever's programming it what channels you get or what things you get.
Yeah.
But it's like it'll be on Monday on regular TV or Paramount Plus, and then tomorrow, Tuesday, it'll be on the other one.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
so it takes them a day to catch up.
Yeah, it takes a day to catch up. But also some of the shows aren't there. Like not every Netflix is out there, but just the popular ones.
Right, right.
You know, things like that.
Yeah.
It's not like you can just search for every Netflix and it's just going to be there.
Yeah.
But it has like...
I know when you had me try one, there was something I was looking for, and everything was in Hebrew.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like...
Well, and that's the other piece.
I don't speak that one.
and that's the other thing. Like one of them had the stations from every single country in the world. Like if you wanted to watch footy ball from Australia, you could watch footy ball.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah, I like looking them up online because those guys are crazy.
They
don't wear pads. It's awesome.
Like footy ball.
I can't wait to be able to go to Australia and watch it in person. That is what I'm excited for because I will fan out completely.
Yeah. Well, and so it just seemed really weird. And it's just like, but yeah, it's like that's how I got to see the Beavis and Butthead because it was on Paramount Plus.
Cool.
I don't have Paramount Plus, but I got to see it on one of these things.
On the trial thing, yeah.
On the trial thing, and I was like, oh, that's great. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, you feel kind of dirty, but then this is where it gets weird.
Uh-oh.
So the thing canceled out for 10 days.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I'm even bringing this up, this didn't happen just like recently. This was like, this was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So nothing happened. Normally they call you right away or they send you an email and say, hey, we'll give you a deal, whatever, if you don't sign up.
Sure.
They probably get so many. I never heard of anything before. We tried one of them like months ago. Right. It didn't work, and we didn't get it. Right. So then I tried it again just recently.
Right.
And it was weird because under a different email, so they wouldn't have known it was me.
Right.
And I got a phone call at work.
Weird.
And they're like, oh, well, if you sign up right now, and I'm wondering if they're like getting ready to do a pump and run because it's like, if you sign up right now, I could get you, I think you should really, you still, I'm like, yeah, I know because like some of them, and this is what made it shady, was some of them only accept gold, what do you call it?
Like the Bitcoins.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bitcoin as payment.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of screwy. But that wasn't the best part.
Right.
So this guy calls, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't, buy this account. I didn't want to say I don't trust you.
Yeah.
I was saying, well, my wife does all the. It was kind of funny because he's on the phone, and he's like rambling on and on.
The notorious, my wife's in charge.
Oh, I told her. I said, my wife's in charge of the money. I said, if I want to buy something over $20, I got to call her first. Number one. Number two, here's the deal. I make the money. She spends the money. End of the story. I make the money. She pays the bills.
That's pretty accurate. But
I don't deal with anything else.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So with that being said, it was like, okay, I don't have the. Yeah. It's like what are you gonna do?
Yes.
So this guy is like persistent. He's like, oh well, on your account you can still use your credit card if you want, and we'll take care of it right now. And then I'm thinking, I wonder if they got hacked.
Yeah.
And then this is where I just was at the point where I just told the guy I gotta get off the phone. when I said, no, my wife takes care of this, and I don't take
Right.
care of this.
Yeah.
Oh, well, do you have Cash App? Now,
Cash App.
Cash App is
Isn't that like Bubba says is for strippers?
yeah,
Okay.
but Cash App is also where they have the where that's the one that all the hackers use because it's not really traceable and you can't get your money back.
Oh.
And so he's asking me that, do you have a Cash App account?
Cash App him?
And I'm like,
Wow.
I'm sorry,
Oh,
buddy.
you should have him with what is that?
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
So I told him, I'm like, I'm sorry. My wife's not in the room. Call it a day.
Right.
So anyway, and then I got off phone. I'm just thinking, are they going out of business? There's three things that could be happening. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody's investigating something.
No, either I got a guy that got their accounts and is trying to make money off of them.
Okay. Yeah.
2, they're trying to do a hustle where they're trying to make more money before they get all their customers to pay them ahead of time.
Right.
Because that
So
was
they
kind of
can
what he was
clean them
doing.
out
He's
and
like, oh,
run.
well, you can go for a year now and now tack on to the rest of whatever you have. And I'm like, well, I don't have any. And then that's what caught me off guard.
That's weird.
And then the third thing is that, and this is more of the, I call it the, what do you call it? The honorable way, I guess, the less dirty way.
Okay.
Is that they're trying to get more subscriptions with what's that, Bitcoin,
Right.
because Bitcoin's real low right now.
Right.
And it's starting to go up.
Okay.
So
good.
they're thinking, well, if I get people to pay in Bitcoin now,
And it goes up.
and then it goes up, they're making money off of you from your Bitcoin that you paid already.
Oh.
So if it required,
Yeah.
0.05 of a Bitcoin today,
The fact that the one only takes Bitcoin, though, leads me to believe that there's something there. Because isn't Bitcoin like almost untraceable? I mean, it's traceable, but not.
It's traceable, but not.
Yeah. So.
But the way I'm looking at it is the Bitcoin. If that's the case, the Bitcoin, being right now, like say for instance, if you needed 0.0005 version point of a Bitcoin to pay now, but
Yep.
tomorrow, like by the end of the year, say you at December 31st you had to pay, and it was like it might be 0.0000.25, 25,
Yeah. Yeah.
half of what the 0.5 was,
Right.
because it went up double by that time.
Oh.
And see, so they're going to double their money up now
Gotcha.
by, it's like ways to keep extra money
Jeez.
coming in there.
That's interesting.
And that's actually kind of I mean, it's not a scam, but it's actually kind of a nonchalant way for people that don't understand and just want a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I'll pay you right now,
Right. Yeah. Sure.
But it's their way of making money without making money.
Yeah. I
But,
mean, that's
Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting.
nothing illegal about that.
Yeah, I guess nothing illegal. Yeah, that's what I said. It's not illegal.
That particular part. I don't know
It's
about
not,
the rest.
Yeah, it's not illegal,
And
but
I'm definitely
it's,
not a lawyer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, and then so back to the movies. I'm not even going to talk about Better Call Saul because I was a little disappointed in the ending. You always want the good guy to get away, and it just didn't seem like he got away.
It didn't happen, huh?
It didn't happen. I'm not going to say anything else for those because there's probably a lot of Better Call Saul people out there.
Spoilers, yeah. You don't want to ruin it
Yep.
for them.
But if you haven't watched the last episode, and but
Right.
there's this movie. It's Woodstock '99. Okay, and Woodstock '99 is about it's a shit show that happened. I guess they had two Woodstocks after 1969. One happened
Okay.
like in the early 80s or 90s, and then the other one happened at 99. And I guess this 99 one, this guy made it, and it was on like an Air Force base in New York. And when he did this, it was different. It was interesting because basically they all turned because they didn't do the Woodstock deal right, and they weren't taking care of people. Yeah, I hear that too.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah, so because of the Woodstock, because they didn't take care of the people that were out in the area, like making sure they had the right amount of toilets and clean water. And
right. There was like dysentery.
Yeah,
and stuff.
then they made they had all sorts of shit. Like they had it was really crazy because it was kind of funny because they put the water next to the toilets, and something about the water in the toilets, basically, I guess the water got infected.
Oh.
And it turned, and then they had this mud that was coming from the toilets.
Oh.
And these guys were playing in it. And of course, then they're washing themselves in the fresh water
that isn't fresh.
That now is not
tainted.
Fresh, and now it's tainted.
And now other people are coming behind them doing the same thing.
It was so bad that one of the ladies on there said that they drank the water on day one, and they woke up the next morning with sores on it, cold sores and shit. And like where their throat was sore and everything else. I mean, that's
some bad dysentery. That's bad, horribly
fudged up thing there going on. Ugh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was just really crazy how the whole thing went on, and it was like they had a wall where all the rich people, like that came in, like the guys that did it,
the musicians and the people that put it
and
together,
the musicians,
right?
And like on that side, they had everything they could ever want, but you went right across the wall, and everybody's like going to
like Hoodville.
Yeah, it's like heat stroke and shit.
Yeah.
By the time, I mean, to make it short, it got burnt down by the time it was done, and they literally had to bring in the what do you call those people? The guard.
The National Guard.
They had to bring the National Guard to clean it out.
Holy
yeah,
smokes!
because basically it was a defunct Air Force base, and they just basically destroyed it.
Wow.
With fires and stuff. Well, the guy was an idiot at the end. And not to for people that want to watch it even though you hear this, because there's a lot of interesting shit that I'm not going to talk about. But it was really crazy because it was like they already see everybody's going nuts out there. And Fred Durst from what's that?
What's his face?
Limp Bizkit.
Yep.
They went and they riled everybody up on that last day, to the point that they were tearing shit apart.
Oh jeez.
And things were going nuts. And then they said, and then the guy that built it was throwing out these little things like, oh well, there's a special something going to go on at the end of the last day.
Okay.
So all these people waited around until the very end of the last day after Fred and all these other guys and Red Hot Chili Peppers went on.
Oh wow.
And I wasn't a Red Hot Chili Pepper fan, by the way.
Yeah, no.
But I guess there's a guy, Flea, and if he doesn't wear clothes.
Yeah.
And his wanky just going all over the place.
Right, yeah.
He's playing the guitar with his wanky pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was like, holy shit. But anyway,
yeah.
So Fred Durst and this other and the Red Hot Chili Peppers rile him up. And then this guy, for the final act, everybody's waiting, who's going to show up,
It was probably at that point, who else is going to be coming on the stage naked?
They're all going, it must be this person. Oh, it must whoever their top person was.
Right.
That's who they were thinking.
Right.
And all it was is that they were going to do a vigil for Columbine, because Columbine just happened in '99.
I remember that.
And so this guy decides to do. So what is he going to do? He gives all these maniacs that are crazy out in the field candles.
Oh, fabulous.
And when they came in, they took away any lighter or anything that they had that could cause damage, knives, forks, whatever.
Yeah.
And they just handed freaking like 100,000, 200,000 people candles and lighters.
And, great.
To light the candles with. So it's funny because
So no smokers at that party if they took their lighters away. Is that what you're telling me?
Very much.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're all sitting there. See, if they would allowed lighters and pot, they had been good. This would never happen.
Right. Yeah.
But because see, that's why Woodstock '69 isn't like Woodstock '99 because Woodstock '69 by end of day 3, they were so stoned they didn't give a shit about anything.
I know, right?
But these guys are like going around.
Yeah,
they're
maniacal.
ecstasy, whatever we can do that's not weed.
Right, yeah.
Give me alcohol.
Gee whiz.
So they give them these lighters, and then all of a sudden they just start tearing the walls down of the building.
Oh boy!
Of all that go outside and anywhere that there's wood, they start making these big bonfires.
Oh, anything they can tear apart.
Yeah, and then we made fires. Well, now we realize that nobody's going to come and tell us not to do something.
Let's make it bigger.
Let's go raid everything else. And they had this big village that was just for. Where people brought in these guys had personal, like they weren't like somebody special. It was like some little guy made some kind of Woodstock trinkets to sell.
Oh my God!
In a booth,
right?
And there was one guy that made like 70 grand, and they robbed him, took him out, took all the shit,
That's
and
horrible.
they went through this whole village of all this stuff.
Oh my God!
And kiosks and took everything.
See, that's
and ran
horrible.
off.
Yeah. See, and you want to know why there's all these big security and there's always lots of security at concerts and different sporting events. This is why.
Well, it's just like the TSA. Here's a good example of the TSA.
Yeah.
When they work and when they don't work. Okay.
Yeah.
In our little area of Florida.
Yeah.
We have one guy that is the king of all sheriffs. And that's Sheriff Grady Judd.
Right, in Polk County.
Yeah. And Sheriff Grady Judd, the reason why he's in the middle of it all is because he's a hardcore son of a gun.
Yeah.
But he also is a guy that will organize with everybody across the whole country.
Right.
Because everybody knows his name.
Yes.
Because he's so badass. I mean, he is like the lifelike version of like Chuck Norris, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
As a sheriff.
Yes, for sure.
And so, I mean, back in our day, we had Charlie Wells.
Yeah.
Before Grady was Grady.
Yep.
But Charlie Wells was in our area. But and his son still runs Manatee County.
He does a really good job.
And does a damn good job. Yes. Yep. Ever since he's been in place, he's definitely done a good job.
Yep.
But Sheriff Grady, man, that guy is hardcore. He got they caught what was it, $12 billion worth of shit coming across over into our area because they had some wiretap thing going on. This just happened like over the last week.
Oh, is this the one where he was wiretapping people across like a lot of the state?
Yeah.
And
and he explained it exact. In the state of California, you can't go to jail for any drug offense.
What?
Yeah. Basically, they'll give you, they send you home. And so.
Well, because the jails are overcrowded.
Well, they're saying, they're not, people that are selling weed or whatever, they put everybody in one lump. And the guy that sells weed.
The guy selling the fentanyl that's killing people is in the same lump with the guy selling weed?
Yeah. Yeah.
That isn't right.
And they're classified as the same thing. This is why you don't let your government decide weird shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
And this is why you don't have that governor from California trying to run the country either.
Yeah, no kidding.
That he can't do shit.
Right.
But we'll get not on that political thing.
Yeah.
But
I want to touch on that before we close, but yeah.
So, long story short, they found out that these guys that were working for TSA at the Los Angeles airport were allowing so much drugs into Florida from on an airplane.
Oh my God!
That they were getting so brazen that the bags that were being shipped across,
right, like luggage,
yeah, didn't have any clothes in them.
What?
They didn't even think about covering
trying
it up.
To disguise it.
There was no disguise. It's like,
oh my God,
there wasn't even like a piece of art, a couple articles over the top of all of these.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really, 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 really crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, and so it's like, It's like they said they opened it and there were 6 bags, and what they
Holy
do
smokes.
is they had a guy.
You know they weren't tiny little bags. You know
No,
that they
there was
were.
a whole.
Like it's a suitcase full
it's a
of
suitcase
whatever.
that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's a good 40
Yeah.
inches by
Yeah.
30 inches by 3
Right.
or 6 inches
Yeah.
tall,
Right.
like a regular carry-on, like not carry-on,
Like
but
a stowable
a
size
stowable one,
suitcase. Yeah. Like a Samsonite.
old school Samsonite.
Yeah.
So basically
Filled with drugs.
filled with drugs, and what they
Oh
would
my
do is they
God.
had one guy that had no record, that he went out and got a driver's license that didn't have that, not in his name,
Oh.
And he had
So a fake ID.
a
then.
fake ID,
Yeah.
but they would but they'd take him and he would go and buy, like basically different, what do you call it, airplane tickets,
Okay.
and these guys wouldn't even go and check in.
What?
They would go to the check-in counter, or they go in and say, "Hey, I'm dropping off this package for
George, who's flying in.
Yeah, George, who's flying in."
Yeah.
And so basically, George, that was in Los Angeles, would give them these big that would go in there and drop off these bags, 6 or 7 bags, and never go on the plane.
Oh, so the luggage would make the flight without him.
Yeah. So then they would have they'd have these guys, and they had like 6 or 7 that would have the other end of the ticket saying, "Hey, I'm picking up the shit,"
Oh my God.
and they would be in the
Oh,
waiting
so
room.
like George missed the flight in California, but
Yeah.
now all of a sudden he's in Florida picking it up, but it's a totally different dude.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they said that, he goes, "Have you seen how they worked?" It was kind of, he goes, "The only impressive part was them picking up these, because they were just like all organized, and they just fan out, grab their packages, and run out the door."
Of course.
And it's like, but yeah, I guess they busted them all. And then one of the guys, and this is how bad luck happens in karma and shit.
Yeah.
One of the guys was a really big kingpin of cocaine
Oh my God.
or meth, one of the two.
Whatever.
And he had a house in Los Angeles, and he also had a house in like Davenport, Florida, or whatever.
Of course.
And he was over here, and he loaded up like one of the trips. He loaded the back of this car up with all this coke or meth.
Whatever it was.
Pulls up to no, it was meth. It was meth. Pulls up to a gas station to go and get a soda. Leaves the car on. 2 kids steal the car.
Oh no.
Take off with the car, and then they get busted later because they open up the trunk, find out that there's drugs in it. Do they call the cops? Nope. You know what they did? They went and got and tried to sell it themselves. So they got busted for the car and for selling this crystal meth.
Oh my God.
And got this guy in trouble because it was his car.
Yeah. And probably registered to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like totally ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it was
People that use their own car, I still scratch my head about that one.
well, I mean, I'm sure that it wasn't in his name, but it somehow
No,
ended
but
up
somehow
pointed
connected
up
to him, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that people that think you're hiding money by incorporating, all that stuff is searchable.
Oh yeah, I agree.
And all it takes is somebody that is wanting to find it, and
Exactly.
they'll find it.
Exactly. So it's just there was like 10 or 12 people he talked about, and I just thought that was totally ridiculous.
That's crazy. Yeah, he likes to go on YouTube.
Well, that's where
and
I
talk
heard
about
it.
all the and talk about all his. We
Yeah.
had
And anybody that wants to hear that whole story, go out and look up Grady Judd. And it's normally on Channel 13.
He's a
he does
maniac, yeah.
And you can go out there and you can watch what I was talking about in detail.
Yeah, he's
I'm not going to
cool.
go anymore, but it's
Right.
really
Yeah.
interesting.
I like watching him. He's awesome.
Grady Judd
He
was the
doesn't
guy.
play
that-
around.
Yeah, Grady Judd's the one that's like when they had this big. I remember the TikTok the TikTok that he did. He did TikTok. He's like, after that shooting in Texas, he goes,
Right.
"Just so you know, in case you decide to try something in Florida,
Yep.
this is how we do things. You have gun. You go in the store. Go into school. You're getting shot.
Yep.
You're dead. We're shooting you in the head. We
Yep.
ain't going for the chest. We're going for the head.
Exactly.
We're taking you out.
Yep.
You
We
take one of
value
us
our
out,
kids.
that's fine. We value our
Exactly.
kids."
Yep. Exactly.
You know, and it all
It's how it should be.
it is, and Manatee County has a similar deal, and I'm
Yeah.
sure like our Matt Wells, that's Charlie's son, is going to probably be our next Grady,
Yeah.
because the way he acts about things, because the way he treats it is, and just because I know a few people on the force, or were on the force, they told me when they protect that their job was, well, they go in and they go after them.
Right.
Doesn't matter if there's one of them or 100 of them going
Yeah.
in. They're not waiting for anybody.
Right.
If they get taken out, well, at least that's one bullet to then take out a kid.
A kid, right.
And they just go in and go balls deep.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
I mean, the children are our future. I know that's a song, but come on.
What killed me about that is that
you put tellers in the bank behind glass that you can't shoot through,
well, you know
and all kinds of.
What
come
really
on.
pissed
What's
me
more
off
valuable,
was that,
money or people?
Yeah, well, what pissed me off was when they were all over the news. They're advertising the safe school. They spent $90,000 on this safe school up in it was like Oklahoma or
I remember
wherever,
seeing
and it was
something about
it was all over the podcast, all over every channel.
Everybody hit it. Yeah.
And I was so mad because I'm like, safe school my ass. I said, you go down. I said, they have all these gadgets and shit. It's like, our daughter went to a school in over here in Manatee County in Palmetto.
Exactly.
That you walked in the door, you had to go up to this bulletproof room.
Yep.
To get her in the door.
Yep.
Then you had to get her out. And when you were there, there was at least one guy sitting around
with an AR. An assault rifle that they're trying to ban.
Well, it's not an assault rifle. It's an AR. But they had assault rifles because they're automatic.
Right, exactly.
But AR does not mean assault rifle. It means Armalite rifle, which is AR.
Yeah.
But because everybody these assault rifles, they're not assault rifles. They just came up.
It's assaulting if you're shooting people, but
no, it's like
the rest of us
like
are
this could be an assault pin.
Yeah.
If I went and stabbed the shit
you in the chest with
shit
it
15
whatever,
people
right?
with it, if I start stabbing everybody, this is my assault pin.
Yeah. We're gonna take pens away
and my
from
assault
people.
Back scratcher.
Right. Exactly.
And my assault
Good
smelling
point.
salts.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it
Good point.
It just depends on how you use them. You know.
Absolutely.
And it's like what the hell, you know?
Yep.
It's like It's like what
but
are you
thinking? They protected the kids. They made sure that the kids were protected.
Yeah, I'm off on a squirrel tangent there. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's like they had, and every time I went to go see them, and the guys are not like, these dickheads that are pushing your kids around or anything else.
No.
Their job is just to walk by and make sure everything's cool.
To look and listen.
And they're walking.
Their job is to look and listen.
And that's the way it should be, And they walk around the school and they walk in and out. And I tell you one thing, they might have an alarm around there or something that they can do a walkie-talkie to and say, hey, get somebody over here.
Right.
But you don't need 50 million different types of gas and all this. Prep the kids and have a couple guys walking around the damn school. Depending on how big the school is, you might need 4 or 5. But you know what? You put veterans in those fucking positions.
Exactly.
Now we're giving veterans that come back from Afghanistan a fucking job.
Exactly.
And at the same time, we're taking care of everybody. And they're doing something that they
potentially, enjoyed doing for some point.
Because there's a guy, he calls himself Mike the Instructor. You can look him up on YouTube or on YouTube Shorts. And the guy... He's amazing and he's super knowledgeable. I think he's really awesome. He knows everything about guns. He was in the war and all that. That's
awesome.
And he knows everything. He wears his shirt that says instructor, and all that on it. So and then he takes his time, and because he has all this extra, anytime he has extra time, he gets in his car during the day. And he will park in a parking lot across from a school.
And just watch.
Yeah. And he isn't doing anything crazy. He's not a creep. He's not jerking off to the oldies.
Yeah.
And the cops come all the time and they check him out and he's cool with it. Yep. And he's like, nope,
I just want to
doing,
make sure the kids are safe.
Yep, I'm volunteering as a protection device.
Yep.
It's like there's no reason why there isn't every friggin' veteran that's out there that has a gun could sit out in a parking lot and just make sure
watch.
And make sure the kids are safe.
Right.
You know, it's like because you know damn well there's not one veteran that came back from Afghanistan or Desert Storm.
Any of those places.
Any place in the last 10 to 20 years.
Right.
That wouldn't go and immediately see something going on and go and react
call
to it.
Arms, exactly.
Yep, and call the cops. I'm going in, and he would take his own life before for a kid.
Yeah,
every freaking one of them.
He would give his own life for a kid. Yes, definitely.
And that's what agitates me the most is just.
I mean, I didn't serve in the military, and I know you feel the same way. It would be us before it would be our daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Or anyone else's kid for that matter.
But I mean, these guys are the guys that made sure that we were safe because and they took that oath back then, and it's still ingrained in their head.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't a temporary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have, and if people are worried about, the guy got PTSD or some shit, well, all you gotta do is give him a little psych evaluation. And then give them a job.
Right. Exactly.
How hard is that?
I know.
You do the same shit if you're a cop.
That's
that
true.
Cop that's out there is going through the same shit. Give them the same. Give them the same. Things that a cop goes through. Minus going through training because he's already been through hell and back.
Exactly.
And he can do that every day of the week.
Yep.
But that's my rant for the night.
Yeah.
So.
Well, my little tidbit of things is. The voting is coming up on Tuesday. Is the primaries
Tuesday?
So I think the polling places open at. I think it's 7 to 7. Don't hold me to that.
7 to 7 on Tuesday.
I'm sure people got sample ballots in the mail. My point to all this is, if you don't give two shits, just don't go vote. If you do care, look up the candidates. And I will tell you, for our county, there are at least I'm not going to throw anybody in the mud. There's at least one person running that doesn't own property in Manatee or Sarasota County and is running for a county commissioner spot.
Yeah, and that's happening throughout all of our counties. I mean,
and it's more than just county commissioners. It's higher up people too. So, that can be a subject for another night or whatever. But look up these candidates. Do they have similar values as you? Like this one guy's getting thrown in the mud, and I kind of like him. They pick on him for like getting a divorce and fighting his wife on alimony. God, it was back in like the 90s. Have you never made mistakes? Like I'm still voting for that guy because I like him. Yeah. So
here's a good example, okay? And I don't want to go political on people.
No, and that's where I'm treading softly.
But I was just looking it up just to see, because Bubba on the Bubba Army show, the Bubba Love Sponge show, was talking about this guy, and he's good friends with this guy named Kevin Hazlett.
Yeah.
And Kevin,
the lawyer.
The lawyer.
Yeah, he's cool. He's smart too.
And Kevin Hazlett is a smart dude. I mean, even before we were talking about Bubba.
Yep.
I everybody that Kevin Hazlett it's like one of those last names that everybody knows. If you live in Tampa or Pinellas Park, you know who the Hazletts are. Just like you know who Dan Diaco and the Diacos are.
Yep.
Because they're like the number one lawyer, the number one plastic surgery and the surgeon in all of Florida. And what really drives me nuts is there's this Anna Paulina Luna lady, and I have to, and this is my own personal opinion, but she tries to sue me.
Let her try.
Well, this is what
Can't
she
get
does.
blood from a stone.
She goes out and so thank you, Scotty. So basically, we so it was Anna Paulina Luna girl.
Yeah.
It's got these, and the reason why you hear about it on the air, you hear about it on like your what do you call it, like on the news and all that, and on these nasty, like these advertisements that they hit each other with, and then so I go look it up. This lady was a stripper, okay?
Yeah, and that's not her real name.
And it's not a real name. She uses this name because she doesn't like her real name.
It's a family name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not even it's part of her family.
Right,
But it's not
part
her,
of a family name. Yeah.
But her last name is totally it's it's almost a Jewish name, which is what's
Okay.
really crazy.
That's weird.
Okay. Her own family, she sued her own family for speaking the truth about her on air. Like saying, please, whatever you do not, vote, do not vote for her because she is a maniac. She is crazy. She is everything.
That's pretty bad when your family says that about
exactly.
you. Yeah.
And so, so then you got a cousin that actually grew up with her from age like 6.
Okay.
All
So
the way up
should
until
know her
she's like
pretty well.
19, 20 years old.
Right.
And says she's part of my family and I can't stand her.
Well, there you go.
And
Yeah.
it's like it's freaking ridiculous.
Right. Right.
So I don't get it. I really don't get it.
I don't know how these people can get on a ballot with a name that isn't your own, and you don't live in the area where you're running. And I'm not talking about a P.O. box you got at mailboxes, etc., that you've had for 10 years in the state you're running in. That's some BS, in my opinion.
Right.
Like, seriously, you need to show me you've paid taxes in the place where you're running, like these county commissioner people, because that's where my subject matter is.
This is where this comes in even more, because this Anna Lana person, flies down here from it's like she's in I think it's like
Arizona
or some
wherever,
shit,
yeah.
where her family's at. She where she's living at,
Okay.
and she's applying to be here, and she's going to move back if she wins.
Yeah, that
Now,
doesn't work for me.
But then you've got the opposite side of the fence. You got a lawyer that's
he's lived here how long?
No, he
Yeah.
lived
and worked.
He's lived and worked in the Pinellas Park area, which is
Right.
where their district is.
Yep.
His whole entire life, the only time he's ever left is is when he went to school to college,
Right.
and that's it.
That's fair.
Everything
Lots
else,
of people go to college in other places.
yeah, everybody, yeah, exactly.
Right?
And so and it's just crazy because and then the bad part is that Trump had given her some kind of okay way back in the day, and she will throw that out every 5 minutes. I bet you $5
of
if
course.
you ask
Oh,
them
yeah.
now,
Right.
it wouldn't be that way. I mean, she's a cute girl. Maybe
Right.
that's what. Maybe he gave her money for stripper money when
I mean,
back
who
when she was
knows,
in the
right?
day.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe that's why he had to do it. Knowing him, that's probably the case.
Right.
But the whole point of it is that it's like that's where it gets really, really crazy ridiculous.
Exactly. And that's my point. Like if you're putting your vote to paper based on the ads you're watching, I mean, you're playing a great big game of telephone.
Yeah.
And anybody who grew up has played the
Yeah.
game of telephone.
Yeah.
You got a room of 10 kids. It starts at number 1. By the time it gets to number 7, it's so misconformed that number 10 doesn't even know the original story now. That's what you're playing if you're going by these ads when you vote. Look up the people that you're voting for.
Oh yeah. It's
Whatever your
ridiculous.
values are. If you're gay and you have 100% gay values or whatever, hey, good for you. Vote for that person based on what you read,
Yeah.
not what they're feeding you through your television and media and
Oh, yeah.
bullshit. Because it's literally bullshit.
And look at their history though at the same
Yeah,
time.
that too.
Because it's just like it's like here's a good example. People were so worried, and I'm not saying Trump. I'm not going left or right here. I'm going on what I know as the facts.
Yeah.
And the facts are that, we've got, like Biden, for instance, Sleepy Joe, he was, his the guy he didn't get that. Everybody thinks he got that name from Trump.
Yeah, no.
Nobody,
they were calling him that way before.
Obama gave him that name.
Oh, shit.
Back when he
that.
was the vice president because he didn't do shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he was always that lazy, the always a lazy R person that didn't do much but took all the credit for everybody. I mean, hell, he was calling. Like a couple of times he called Obama like the man with the big schlong, or about them, or whatever.
Oh, God.
Like you're talking about Trump weird shit, and you got this guy.
Wow.
That can't ride a bicycle.
Those haven't come to light, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, they did. That's what's really crazy. But it happened after the fact, but it was always out there, and that's what I'm saying. Everybody was so worried about Trump being back in office
They just wanted anybody but Trump. So they didn't do any homework on the guy they were voting for. They just didn't want the other fella in office.
It was just like when George W. Bush was in.
Right, right.
He did such a shit job that they were willing to take whoever, which was Obama at the time. It's like everybody voted for Obama.
Yeah, sure.
And then Obama gave everybody money for their houses, and everybody voted for him again.
Right. Yeah.
But
true.
But he knew when to shut up.
Right.
Sleepy Joe doesn't, and he's not an Obama, but he tries.
He's trying. Yeah.
He tries bad.
But yeah, look up your candidates. I mean, like these people that you're putting into office, they're running for a reason.
Yeah.
And there's people that have held, these positions, like I keep saying, our local county commissioners. They've held these offices. They've held these positions for a number of years. There's controversy about all kinds of stuff out there. Do your homework. Do it now.
Yeah.
Do it before Tuesday.
Yeah. Do it before Tuesday. And if you're a Democrat, great. If you're a Republican, great. Whatever. But go out there and get it going.
If you own property, please vote.
Well, if
you don't own property,
if you're
at least do your homework. Maybe you have a kid in school.
Well, it's not even that. If they go in different times. So I don't know.
Right.
Ours, if you live in Florida, I mean, hate to be centralized, but if you live in Florida, make sure you go out. If you live in this this state, you got to go out and vote. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. You can't complain if you don't vote.
You got to push the button.
Right? Yeah.
It's like it was like somebody, one of the guys at work, he's like, yeah, he goes, yeah, I voted for Biden. I'm like, yeah. I said, do you thank him every time you go to the gas pump?
I know, right? Yeah, like, you're shaking his hand.
It's like he did that. So, but anyway, yeah. So, I'll get off the political shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I'll be right back.
Yep. So Kimmy's gonna get off. So she doesn't like to hear my little rendition stories, but I always like to do a little story at the end, at the minimum. Now, so I have a very mild story that I'm going to talk about tonight. That's kind of funny. It's the time that I almost flew off the Skyway Bridge in a car. And that was basically, we were stupid kids. I was 16. One of the kids that was in my neighborhood that I treated like a brother, he had lots of money. He was very rich. And his mother owned a Lincoln, like a two-door Lincoln that had this big-ass motor in it. But he was 14 or 15, and he couldn't drive at night. So she said, all right, we'll let you drive the Lincoln so you guys can go to St. Pete to some, I think it was like a baseball game or a concert or something. So they let us borrow the car and let me drive, which, no, that's stupid in their own mind. They probably would think twice after we drove away. But it was a big old V8 Lincoln two-door. So it was like, oh yeah, this is cool. And so we went to the concert or whatever. I forgot what we were going to. And we're back coming over the Skyway. And my brother used to tell us when I was really young, how he used to have Cadillacs, and his way of breaking in his Cadillac, like his old 78 or 80s Coupe de Ville, that he would get that, that big old 502, monster big block engine rolling by blowing the valve cover gaskets by going down the Skyway fast as the car would go. And it would blow the pressure in the engine would go so bad it would pop the valve cover gaskets. But this day and age, that shit doesn't happen, but back in the day it did. Well, so I was thinking, well, we're in a Lincoln, big engine. It was like a 351 big, small block or whatever, long block they call it. And so we're going over the Skyway, and he's like, "Give it hell, let's punch it. There's nobody coming." So we punch it, and we get up to 90, then 100. We're halfway down. I mean, we're climbing. This thing was fast as hell. And then we get about 3/4 of the way down, and all of a sudden the steering wheel just went loose, and we're just sitting there, and I'm like, the front wheels weren't on the ground; it was lifting off the ground, and so Scotty's over on the other passenger side. He's like, yeah, let's go. And I'm letting off, and the thing, you just feel the tires grab again, and I get to the bottom. He's like, "Oh, why'd you slow down? I didn't have the heart to tell him that the tires were on the ground. But anyway, so it was a little bit of, I mean, if I puckered any harder, I would have ripped the leather right off of that seat. That's all I'm going to say. I was like, I mean, the whole front of the car was just starting to lift up to go to take off. And that was before they had these crazy ass, like, metal, gates and rails and fence around all the Skyway Bridge, so you can't jump off. So this thing, if it would have launched, we would have went swimming in this car. I couldn't imagine talking to his mom about that one. But anyway, so mild story for the night. This is one of my favorites because old Scotty Burns has passed on. Great kid. He was like a brother to me. So, but anyway.
I'm back.
Oh, so Kimmy's back after the little short story. It's all right. Short story is over with. We just thought that I was talking about Scotty and our trip over the Skyway in his mama's Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
The airborne incident.
Yeah, I enjoy that one.
Yeah. So anyway, so if you guys haven't went out to YouTube, please go and like and subscribe.
I took a candy
Even
break.
if you don't like and subscribe, I mean, even if you don't like us, to subscribe.
Yeah, even if you don't have to hit the like button.
It doesn't cost.
Maybe
It doesn't cost money. It doesn't cost you anything. But if you can subscribe at least, I'm not going to ask for anything other than to subscribe. Just help us so we can get out more.
Yeah.
And the more we get out, the better we can make things, and the more money. Hopefully we can make some money and rock this shit out. Yeah. So. And if you guys have anything you want me to try out or do, please don't hesitate to ask us.
Whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments. We'd like to hear from you.
Yes, definitely.
But yep. And so, as long as we don't get rated like Trump, we should be good. No, I'm just kidding. I want my affidavit out.
Right.
I still want to know what they were going after.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, yeah. So please go out to YouTube, like and subscribe.
Yeah.
At least it'll just give us some more, just so I can prove to my family that they're not the only ones that are subscribers to my account.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yes, that would be very good. So anyway, we're gonna get off of here, and we went. Holy shit, we went like an hour and 48 minutes tonight.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Good golly, Miss Molly, give me that bone. Yeah. Well, something that is going to happen too is that I'm going to start as soon as I can figure out the software. I'm going to start editing. So if there's any groups of like things that you like or things that you want,
you're going to do a best of reel.
Yeah, like
is that what you're talking about?
Yep. So if there's anything that you really liked in the stories that you'd like to be put out on YouTube or Facebook as a video,
like a little clip,
like a clip by itself.
So you want to show your friends the
Yep.
2 minutes you were laughing.
Yep, exactly.
Whatever.
Yeah, the funniest part, which is probably 2 minutes in the whole 2 hours.
Your favorite funniest part. Yeah, because we like all the parts.
Obviously. Yeah, we like all the parts, but we're a little bit on the.
We're biased.
We're biased a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
So anyway, yeah, definitely, definitely let us know. And and you can do that on the comments on any of them. If you put the comment on that video, I'll know it's that video and I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys have a very good night tonight. And for the ones that aren't live, please like and subscribe if you can. Ring that damn bell. That'll tell you when we're live. And
any new content that's out there, right?
And they'll tell you anytime we have new content.
There you go.
Cool. So,
sweet.
Thanks, guys. Love you, buddy. But you guys have a good night, and we will see you next time. Peace.